Spider-Man is arguably the MCU's biggest moneymaker, and it seems like ever since No Way Home, there's been a massive conflict behind the scenes about what to do with him. Apparently Sony keeps fighting for another multiverse story, and Marvel thinks a street-level story sounds better. One thing we do know is they hired the Shang-Chi director to take on Spider-Man 4, because his movie did so well that apparently they've been desperate to work with him again. The reports have been all over the place, and what we just saw in the Venom 3 trailer brought on a tidal wave of rumors and leaks about Spider-Man's next movie.
Let's get this party started!
The earliest rumors said that Marvel wanted a street-level story, and most people assumed that meant teaming Spider-Man up with Daredevil to face off against Kingpin. Well, according to this article, at one point in time that was the plan. I'm a bit conflicted on this one because on the one hand I grew up with the '94 animated show, and Spidey's rivalry with Kingpin was great, but I'm just not sure how it would translate to live action. I've never been a huge fan of Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, and while I do like the idea of Spider-Man teaming up with Charlie Cox as Daredevil, things have changed a lot in the last few years. Daredevil has basically been turned into a joke in the MCU. She-Hulk turned him into a pathetic love interest doing the walk of shame and essentially humiliated his character. Kingpin also got dumped on during Hawkeye, and frankly the whole Daredevil Born Again reboot that's been completely rewritten and reshot multiple times doesn't leave me feeling hopeful. So the impact of their story with Spider-Man has lost a lot of its appeal to me. Obviously I'm not alone there, since the latest round of rumors seem to indicate that Sony ended up winning this creative dispute.
It's just good business.
The last 2 weeks have been full of Spider-Man 4 rumors. The first thing we heard was that they were ditching the multiverse, but that it would be an Avengers level threat. So for some context, I would assume it was gonna look something like Captain America Civil War. On the surface it might seem like neither side won here, but an Avengers level threat is much closer to what Sony wanted than Marvel's original plan. So it seemed like Sony's vision was ahead by a bit, at least until the Venom 3 trailer came out. We found out that Knull is going to be the main villain, and shockingly that spawned a whole new round of rumors. This time the reports detailed that Knull wouldn't be a one and done villain. He would be returning to enshroud the multiverse in his darkness, since apparently he just found out it exists. So basically that lucky SOB didn't have to sit through the last 5 years of horrifying multiverse movies and TV shows.
Yes, dude!
Now it seems likely that Spider-Man 4 could feature a Venom team up to defeat Knull, which does make Venom 3 more interesting. There could be some kind of Infinity War cliffhanger here if it leads into Spider-Man 4. If that's not the case, it seems like Knull might not come to Earth in Venom 3, and the movie is just gonna be what we saw in the trailers, with Venom fighting his minions. Frankly, I'm not sure how to react to this. Would it be cool to see Spider-Man and Venom on screen together? Sure, but I'd honestly rather have the classic symbiote arc play out as opposed to this team up. Just like this article says, we'll probably get a fight scene between the two of them to start the movie off, but then they'll quickly set aside their differences to fight Knull. Spider-Man will probably get some kind of symbiote suit, but with that much going on, how would they even have the time to tell that story properly? This sounds like a classic Sony move that leads to a crowded movie with way too much going on.
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
We'll have to wait until the end of Venom 3 to get some confirmation, but I'd put money on the fact that we're gonna get a Spider-Man 4 movie that's closer to what Sony wanted than what Marvel had planned. Spider-Man teaming up with Venom to take on Knull isn't necessarily an Avengers level threat though, which is why these rumors coming out one day apart makes things even more confusing. Are we looking at a symbiote war like the end of Spider-Man 2, or is this Spider-Man's version of Captain America Civil War? I guess we'll have to see what the director of the legendary Shang-Chi movie and the companies who brought us gems like Quantum Mania and Madam Web have in store for us.